Hello everybody, how are you doing today? My name is ZachTG, and today we're here to find out who the mastermind is. We might finally see the mastermind in the final class trial here today and hopefully finish up Danganronpa 1. So, let's get started with hopefully the finale to this.
We already know the answer to that.
Hello Gimmick, how are you doing today?
She's still alive! She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died!
Except we kind of proved that already in Chapter 5 with her hand tattoo in Chapter 5.
So Mukuro is still alive! She's gotta be!
No, she can't. She's the only one who has that particular tattoo.
Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Actually, it was.
No, that's wrong.
She's the only one who has to be that body in the garden.
No, the body we found in the garden was.
Yeah, sorry
Mukuro.
that I started the stream
That's
a little bit
we
late.
Can be sure of.
Didn't realize how late I was gonna start it.
The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
She's the only one who has that particular tattoo.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. And now we have to select that particular someone. And that person is none other than Junko Enoshima. It has to be her.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
Yep.
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Now that you mention it, I gently place my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check, absolutely, and I can say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
Yeah, I've just thought of something here. What if that really was not Junko? What if that was Mukuro, and they somehow swapped places?
So, the idea that she's still alive...
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? I checked her. She was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick. Well, maybe Junko was replaced. Come on, E, I know you're there. Alright, then L. A, come on. Come on. Alright, then the E. Get out of the way, A. There we go.
Now I understand.
Junko was replaced by Mukuro.
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Yep, everything makes sense.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but... that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
I don't think so.
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched. Well, after death is obviously wrong. I mean, after Junko was killed, no way. Switch at the moment of death, like Toko's ninja reasoning theory? So it had to be switched at the beginning. Maybe even before the beginning, in fact, before the start of the whole murder game, the whole class trial thing. Before the school life.
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right?
Yeah.
After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Yeah.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along?
Then we'd already met her?
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference.
Yeah.
That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
Oh, dang, I forgot about that. Ugh. How do I explain that one away?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that.
Oh, thank you, Kyoko, thank you.
If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body.
Yeah, I think further confirming the duplication, or sorry, the replacement.
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto.
But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Yeah, just give up already.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her.
Junko, the other ultimate despair.
In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
That's good to hear, Gimmick.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think maybe that game kind of... I just don't know why, I think the name Despair Girls, I think kind of almost spoils the, plot of, this game a bit. You know, Despair Girls.
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. Oh, really? Twice? The first time was during our latest investigation. Oh, that's why I was so suspicious about the DVDs. Yeah, there is version 3 as well, V3. Yeah, so that's why he cut off so soon during the DVDs. That's why.
I got it!
He's trying to protect Junko.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oopsie! Looked like it broke. Out of service. What? It just so happened to break just now? Now then, when? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up!
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
Bull. Bull. No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I gotta reveal that. What, you mean, pretty much the group photos where Junko was hiding her face the entire time? Okay, another bullet time battle.
What? What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible!
Still not that challenging. One more, come on, one more. What? Okay.
That's impossible!
Group photo.
This should prove it.
Because Junko was hiding her face in every single one of those photos.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo. Oh, I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures. Yeah, Junko's face was hidden in every single one. The unusual circumstance is Junko's face.
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think?
Yeah.
And on top of that, in this photo you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko.
Yeah, I think Mukuro's face kinda looks a bit similar to, the Junko that we met. I think, in my opinion.
Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything, right now!
It's all over, Monokuma. In the last closing argument. Okay, so when we met everyone for the first time, we met Junko, or what seems to be, except it kind of looks like they swapped places, kind of looks like. I really don't see anything else that could belong there. Okay, then, of course, Junko slash Mukuro attacked Monokuma, however, she got stabbed. And that's that. Act 3. The true mastermind over here had a plan. I think what it kind of looks like dealing with the body. Just laying it out there in the garden. Meanwhile, later on the night, and she put on the mask, and it kind of looks like trying to attack Mukuro. I'm sorry, Magoto. Yeah, that's it, Magoto. With a knife. However, an unexpected development happened. Kyoko tried to defend him. And she ran away, trying to make sure that I had a good look at the mask, what it looks like. Then, of course, she set Mukuro's body to make it look like that she was Mukuro was the one that attacked me, setting the scene. Then, of course, when we actually did find the body, there's a good one. This is one, the one where they discover the body. The mastermind is clearly watching. Just like Jill tried to reveal the person inside the mask. Byakuya knows something suspicious, but too late. The bomb exploded, sending Genocide Jill flying over 1,000,000 miles away somehow surviving the landing and the explosion. And, well, yeah, that body is hard to identify here. Yeah, this closing argument seems to be way easier than the last one's kind of what looks like. I really don't see any tricky spots. Well, maybe these two, I think, because they look so similar, but I think that's just about it. I think I'm right about this. So, here's my closing argument.
Here's exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko.
Oh, dang, I skipped it.
Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body.
What do you think of the manga style and the closing arguments gimmick? What do you think about those?
This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place.
Boom.
Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence.
And there goes the
She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko and Oshima!
Gotcha.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
Uh-oh. Oh boy. Ultimate despair. Junko and Oshima.
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear. If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world!
What?
We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, in some of our home cooking.
What?
Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
No!
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
This is the mastermind. She's the real Junko Enoshima.
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Your face!
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her too somewhere. It was definitely before I got to this school. Well, this pretty much spells it out for us.
I got it! That's right. It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover. And you were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
I've seen her on tons of magazine covers, but I feel like that doesn't quite match up to reality. Huh? Oh, are you talking about my cover photos and junk? Well, of course. Those are totally photoshopped. Photoshopped? Yeah, you know, edited to hell and back with, like, computers and junk. Oh, so they aren't real.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite
Well,
seem the same. Because
as
she
you
was
know,
a different
gimmick,
person all along.
Here's Junko Enoshima.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro.
The true mastermind.
She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist.
How long are you gonna keep on talking with that monotone voice?
Not even if they're twins.
Twins?
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
And now we got the Mondo personality, aka the, the swearing sailor personality.
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the ultimate despair!
Despair!
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself! But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Ugh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want, I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain.
What the? How many personalities does she have?
For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes.
So far, we're up to number 4.
The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family, leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the three atrocities: atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away, which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know?
Okay, there's personality number 5.
If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal, just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
What? Huh? This wasn't supposed to... Why... me?
So you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar?
Might as well be for practically the entire game, so we could say 6 so far.
Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all.
Well, there's personality number 7. If we count to the one with Monokuma throughout the entire game.
We were twins. How could I not be sad?
She scored mushrooms at the top of her head.
That's why it gets me so excited. Killing my precious sister with my own 2 hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness.
Those look like mushrooms.
I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts!
Yeah, and when you're crazier than Genocide Jill, that's saying something.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant,
oh my gosh,
hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood. Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
What?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
And just in case we did not count that personality you said earlier gimmick, well, there it is, making it number 7.
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating.
Well, she said we do have to solve all the mysteries before we can win.
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then we'll have our victory!
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken? And those interviews? It must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
What?
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Take it back to what Monokuma's told us. The memories that were stolen from us and what they must be related to. Definitely not the class trials, no. The founding of Hope's Peak Academy, oh, definitely not. It has to be the motives that Monokuma came up with. That's the only possibility.
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners.
And back to monotone personality.
So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
The theme for the motive Monokuma gave us for the first murder. Monokuma gave us those DVDs. On my DVD was footage of my family. On Sayaka's was her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So for the first murder, the motive we were given was... well, basically human connections, of course.
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends.
Love triangles.
I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Alright, get on with the second murder.
Okay! Time for the next question! So, what was the theme for the second motive?
For the second murder, the motive's theme was, that's when we got those weird envelopes from Monokuma. Mine mentioned how I used to wet the bed, so the theme that time was, well, it has to be the past, secrets.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax. Okay, on to the next question.
It's probably just a good excuse to refill the heart gauge, just in case we were bad at the bullet time battles, most likely.
So, what was was the motive for the third murder?
The theme for the third murder was... The reason Celeste turned to murder was she wanted to buy a European castle and live there with a bunch of handsome men. So that time, the motive for murder was, well, greed. Simply $10 million.
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again!
Can you please switch to a different personality? I really cannot stand that one.
Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
The motive in the case of Sakura's death was... What was it that made Sakura decide to kill herself? It had to do with Monokuma exposing Sakura's secret. So the theme of the motive in that fourth case was... Well, Sakura definitely betrayed Monokuma, so that has to be betrayal.
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
And again, what was the point of all this?
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world.
And back to the first personality, the royal personality.
In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth.
You seriously think there are about 9 billion reasons to kill on Earth?
They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Really?
Then hurry up and tell us. Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
I have a feeling it's not going to be good. outside world?
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there? Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Oh boy. What? 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 I'm totally speechless about that.
What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? This whole thing is insane.
That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, cause it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, cause now it's time for the final class trial!
You mean what happened before wasn't the final class trial? Oh boy. Could there be someone here who hasn't lost the memories? Anyone? Just like Jack, that has to be it. She and Toko don't share the same memory.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
Oh my gosh, the time limit is very short.
You're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of us.
Dang it.
What other choice do we have?
Reacted too late there. If I can't remember, is it all over? I mean, how could she show me something so completely incomprehensible and then just say remember? Every single one of us has lost her memory. It really is hopeless after all. No, wait. There's a chance that she hasn't forgotten.
Come on, bitches! What the fuck
You want us to remember when it comes to that crazy confusing I don't understand!
What's the meaning of the footage Is this another one of your practical—
I mean, you're telling us to remember. What am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember.
Yes, Jack does. I guarantee you that.
Actually, she might remember.
Who might remember?
The other Toko. Genocide Jack.
What?
The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her? No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
Come on, Toko. The only hope we have now is you switching over to Genocide Jill.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Anything for Master.
Dun, 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 dun! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer!
Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
Oh, she'd do anything for Master. Both of them.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you!
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen.
Aye, aye! Roger, you got it, Captain!
Well, Jill?
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
Okay, we know that ain't true.
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
Wait, were we all there during the tragedy?
The tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening, but it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is?
The tragedy?
Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is... now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a pretty big tragedy indeed.
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history! And as a result, in basically no time flat! The world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
Okay, so are we gonna explain what exactly happened in the tragedy? Like what caused it?
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
But how can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic.
Was this game the inspiration for Virtue's Last Reward? Because it pretty much has just about the same twist.
Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway, so the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
The Togami family fell.
Correct! Well done, peasant!
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
Maybe everybody except for the people in Hope's Peak are dead. Maybe.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer! Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated!
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. even the distant relatives. The Tagami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone! The Togami family is destined to guide the world!
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago!
Hold on! That doesn't make any sense!
Huh? I don't make sense?
There's no way that happened a year ago! I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago!
Well, maybe you lost your memories of the past year, or heck, even the past 2 years, most likely.
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Yeah, so that basically means we lost 2 years worth of memories. Wait, what? 2 years ago? What is that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Still, we have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us, if what Junko says is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, but the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so, so the memory she took from us, it would have to be our life at Hope's Peak, all 2 years of it.
I got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible!
I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. Oh great, what's the non-stop debate gonna be about? Ooh, that's a lot of bullets here.
Two years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Actually, yes you have, Hero.
No, that's wrong! Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a
Well,
look
it's a 6th class trial, at least.
This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
Yeah, you must have noticed the words just spinning around. It says, the 6th murder case.
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, Could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
Yeah,
And whose pocketbook is that?
obviously
It's
hers.
mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hiro, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
Oh my gosh.
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Okay.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart. Is she talking about the moment where we must have lost our memories? I can only think of one time. Just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time. And that was, well, when I fainted.
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall. When I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
I mean, yeah, you had to get the acceptance letter before you come to the school.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey! 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, But
by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated! What a terribly tragic tale! Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it!
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
What?
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it! All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair! Our plan to bring despair to all mankind!
The ultimate despair? All mankind?
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst! Everyone was enjoying themselves so much! You were all having the time of your lives!
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year.
I think the only thing Junko loves is despair.
Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened! Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once! So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter! That's right! It was transformed into a shelter! I said it twice!
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison.
It would have to be the headmaster.
Do any of you know who that might have been?
The one who turned Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolated us here. That had to be the headmaster, really the prime minister. No.
I got it! It could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us.
So that's why he did these interviews.
To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
Yeah, maybe.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work.
I'm just surprised how thorough they were in building the shelter and sealing off all the exits. Like every single window ever was pretty much blocked. No window was missed.
And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
Only let us live? So we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why
Well, why don't you tell me?
What the mastermind did to show everyone in the outside world. That was, did he explain it everywhere, before, you know, where he, hijacked the airwaves? Yeah. Hi, Jack.
Now I understand.
Actually, I wanted to say hi, Genocide Jill.
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Oh my gosh. I'm just more used to Genocide Jill than Genocide Jack.
Expelled them?
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Oh my gosh, you're sick.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too! Like right fucking now!
Truth? Full of despair? That's...
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other for nothing?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
Yeah, even Genocide's Jill has standards.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us! I'll do anything! Just help me!
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Huh?
Oh, this is like the first time she's acting normal, what looks like.
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself, so I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your
Never
own
mind.
eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
I think this game was released before Virtue's Last Reward, right?
If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure. Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you. For the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them!
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
Oh, that's a bunch of bull, and you know that. You killed at least 5 people here. That would have to be Leon, Mondo, Celeste, and forgot her name. Let's see, Sakura, and of course, Mukuro. That's 5 people you killed.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple! You stole our memories. Invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner!
They count.
It's all your fault!
Okay, I made a mistake. She did not actually kill, Sakura. Or her. Yeah, but, I think alter ego probably does count, so it's probably still 5.
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did ya? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish Hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me and punish everyone on the side of Hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry. I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this!
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
What?
You mean, we'd
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb! Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all! So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment!
Oh boy.
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down!
Oh, great.
Makoto, you're up!
Me?
Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them.
Yeah, see, Junko does not love Makoto after all.
If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Sacrifice me? But that's...
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Oh boy.
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right?
Oh great, playing the blackmail card.
That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with.
So I guess this is the 8th personality, the normal personality.
It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope.
And your stupid life.
The final vote. This is it. The ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone. I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up. To live in despair. That's not really living at all. So what, this is the final non-stop debate here? Where's the vote I need?
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Oh boy.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted,
That's
you know.
a very generous time limit
The only
there.
reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab. If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Meh.
I really don't see any good weak points.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
I don't see a white noise at all.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
There's no hope left in the world. When you sleep, it's on a bed of despair. The world is in despair. You are in despair. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna be consumed by despair. What just happened? I lost a heart just by going to the end of the conversation. That has never happened on any other non-stop debate. You claim there's no hope left in the world, but despair is contagious, like you say. Then so is hope. I'll use my own hope to plant seeds of hope inside everyone else. Okay, so that's basically what you have to do, what it looks like. And if you lose hearts every single time you go to the end of the conversation, then what's the point of the generous time limit, honestly?
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never...
If I were to die...
Got it.
That would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Don't lose hope now.
Oh, that's a different message.
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right? So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we? I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me. So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
We won't give up.
Oh, come on. I have to restock every single time.
We'll never give up.
If I were to die,
That would be the end.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
So I gotta do this 4 or 5 times.
The air outside, the only reason we're is thanks to the air.
Don't lose hope now.
And if I make a single mistake, yeah, I lose a heart. Guaranteed.
I've been thinking about all this, and I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right? No. I think that's definitely what she'd say. Which is why Yeah! I've made up my mind!
2 down.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope,
And just so you know, if I miss with the hope bullet or the memory bullet or whatever
that
that
would be
is,
the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
then I lose that bullet and I have to go to the end of the
decided to have faith in
conversation
myself.
to reclaim it again.
By the way,
Which
the air
in this
outside is
non-stop
totally
debate
polluted, you know.
means I lose a heart.
The only reason is thanks to the air.
Say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die,
The purifier.
in other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come.
Meh.
Don't lose hope now.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it, but I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, We'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the say whatever you want. If I die,
Long debate, isn't it?
The communal life you've all been living.
I can keep on living as long as I have my master's love!
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death.
Don't lose hope now!
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you? Ridiculous. It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair. But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the Mastermind. Besides, the Togami family isn't dead, because I'm still alive. So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
we won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
Okay, there's one person left.
That would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all. I can keep on living. All of you will have to. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death.
I already said I would claim the Mastermind's life, by whatever means necessary.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die?
Don't lose hope now!
And that's the end of the debate, finally.
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything. Does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck. I think you came here for a different reason entirely. You came here to bring down the ultimate despair. You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope. What do you think?
What the hell are you?
The ultimate hope has been added to the truthful section. Okay, this I gotta see. It would appear that Makoto may have hidden within him the power to stand against the ultimate despair. And I think that's the final bullet we need to take the ultimate despair down.
So uncool. Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other. It's all so uncool, so unhip. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Lame, 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 lame!
What's this, your knife personality now? I'm not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't a talent you develop, but I still... Bullet time battle against Junko.
You suck! What do you want?
What?
So uncool! You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you? Your idiocy ends here. You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair.
Oh, dang it.
You suck. What do you want?
Yeah, this one's the hardest
so
one
uncool.
yet.
You're unbearable.
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless.
Despair into tomorrow.
Hope keeps on going!
Yeah, that was the toughest bullet time battle. Really, that one was really tough.
I refuse to give up! I refuse to get bored! I refuse to throw it all away!
I mean, yeah, a negative attack right from the very start.
I refuse to despair! Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward!
What's going on? What's happening?
Is this the confrontation music that was playing right now, or at least the... No, wait, that, what was that? The closing argument reveal music. I lost quite a bit of points, but, still good. 1573 still good. Still an A. 127, so I'm above 600.
It looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
I think I just won this game right now. I think I just beat this game.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good. I'm ready to go.
Out of 1600.
Let's put an end to these trials. Put an end to the killing. With our own hands.
And it's time to vote. Who will be found guilty if that's not obvious enough? Junko!
The hell?
Indeed.
You've lost, Junko.
I lost?
I lost? Me? No way!
Well, that's just...
It can't be! You still don't accept it? Even the ultimate despair herself is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem.
What the heck?
But there's no use trying to fight now.
Well, that's just... totally the best!
Huh?
So this is despair.
We came to this school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. I even killed my own sister for it.
And now
to come this far and fail at the very end.
True despair.
It's the most ultimate despair. What are you talking about?
And now
Don't you see? I was so hopelessly desperate. I was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why I've been looking forward to this so desperately. This once-in-a-lifetime experience. What, you mean this special execution coming up? It is my first and last colossal despair. Here at the moment of death, I have the chance to taste of the highest grade despair, the utter failure of my dreams.
True despair.
Oh, I am so hopelessly happy right now.
Huh?
Wait, is she enjoying this?
Anyway,
so are you prepared to admit defeat? You think I care whether I won or lost? Either way, it doesn't change a thing.
Totally the best!
Outside is only despair. Inside is only despair. No matter where you go, despair waits you. That's not true.
Not possible.
You're wrong. Huh?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Let me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair.
Okay.
Because we decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Mukuro totally seduced us over to his side. Everyone!
Hey.
You said that despair is as contagious as any disease.
However...
But the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us to see how true that is. Kyoko!
No!
Stop it! Stop! I hate those faces you're making. To see those awful looks cause me nothing but pain.
There's one last thing.
Fine. Let me just say one last thing. If you guys want to get all hung up on the word hope, that's no skin off my nose. But just be warned. From this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide. Maybe you'll find some hope. But there is a very fine line dividing that hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope? Of course, because we...
It's fine, it's fine.
Shut up! That was a rhetorical question. You interrupted my monologue. I'm almost done though, so whatever. Because it's almost punishment time, right?
It can't be.
Do you really intend to go through with this? That was the agreement, right? Hold on. It's not like I want you to die if you don't have to.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Yeah, I think the bullet time event probably gets some time to get used to, I think. But I think once you do get used to it and get the hang of it, it really is not so bad. Well, except for this last one or something, which throws a Nega attack completely out of the gate.
How many times do I have to tell you?
The act of living brings me no hope at all. I think even that bullet time event is still better than, well, Chapter 2's Hangman Gambit. I'm still gonna go on about that Hangman Gambit. All I want now is to taste that despair of death that you only get once in life. So...
Don't get in my way!
So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful! Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair.
Yeah, because it was a word that not many people might know. Yeah, you were actually leading to think it was pretty much a dissociative identity disorder in Chapter 2. That's what it's leading up to. But nope, it was just this this thing that sounded close to it, but does not relate to that at all. I mean, they could fit disorder right in there perfectly, and we'd all get it. And it's not the issue of length either. I mean, the next one has 10 letters in it, and that's perfectly fine. Disorder has 8, so there's really no excuse.
I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this.
Here we go.
I reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Here we go. Congratulations! Junko has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh, I like how she's walking with Makuma. And I have to say that the Chapter 2's Hangman Gambit, yeah, that's the hardest one, in my opinion. Okay, what's going on here? What? The baseball? What? The ultimate punishment. Is that seriously every single execution up to this point? How did she survive all the previous punishments? Including the one from the intro. Which turned the headmaster into a pile of bones. Oh, how nice, taking Makuma with you. Well, didn't survive that one, did you? Jeez. And that was that. And that's how everything came to an end. The final class trial. Junko Enoshima. The ultimate despair. Ah, that's okay. Yeah. It just makes me enjoy the experience that much more. Life at Hope's Peak Academy. It was all over. Chapter 6, Ultimate Pain, Ultimate Suffering, Ultimate Despair, Ultimate Execution, Ultimate Death. The end. And what do we get this time? The Monokuma hair tie. Alright, now can we see the ending, or is there still more? But even after saying it was all over, it's not like the building exploded or collapsed in on itself or anything. That wasn't the kind of ending waiting for us. Nothing changed. Well, with one exception. The air purifiers turned off. Just like Junko said, they shut off immediately. That was the only difference. Goodbye, Despair High School. Epilogue. I see a gimmick. Yeah, she was definitely wearing it. Yeah, she was definitely wearing it during the trial. Yeah, I think it's more like Monday gimmick. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna beat the game right now, and yeah, I think I might move on to something else. I still have not decided yet. We left the courtroom and made our way to the main hall. We stood in front of the door. Nobody made a sound. I felt almost absent-minded. This was our epilogue before the final ending. We were stuck there in limbo, unmoving, unsure. But in the end,
Hey,
we can't just stand around like this forever. At some point, we need to leave. To nobody's surprise, it was Kyoko who broke the silence.
Makoto.
Makoto, would you do the honors? Okay. As if awakened by Kyoko's words, I took out the object we'd gotten. Up until the moment of her death, it had belonged to Junko. And in the end, she dropped it before us.
So,
But is that really it? Is that really the key to this door?
Indeed.
You don't have to read into what she said too much to find the answer.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
In other words,
I will force you out. She said that just before dropping that. It makes sense that would be our way out of here.
But
you never know. Maybe it's actually a switch that's gonna make the school self-destruct. I mean, Junko never said specifically that she'd let us leave here alive.
it's true.
You may be right about that.
Maybe.
Yes.
Well, even so, it's impossible to think we wouldn't take our chances with it.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about.
My beautiful scissors!
If something ever happened to Master, I'd take my scissors and jam them so far up. Hey, where's the courtroom? Where's the mastermind? It's all over. We're just about to leave the school. What? Leave? We can go outside? Then that means me and Master can get married? And then he'll give me a little jewel of a baby?
That's enough.
Please, stop. That would be a greater horror than anything I've encountered so far.
Anyway,
Don't worry. I have no doubt that we'll be able to leave here without problem.
but
It's what happens after we get out that I'm worried about.
But you know, in the end, I think part of me still thinks
for serious.
maybe when we get out there, we'll see that everything she said about the world was a lie. That on the other side of this door is a world as peaceful as we remember.
A lie? Peaceful as we remember? Well, no matter what it looks like, it's still our world. It's where we're meant to live.
Yeah, I guess so.
And how do I put this? Unlike this school, the world is really big, right? Since it's so big, I'm sure there must be some despair no matter what. But there also has to be lots of hope, right?
in other words,
After searching for hope, to try and find it, that by itself is the true meaning of hope. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward no matter what trouble you may fall into.
am I wrong?
Is that what you mean, Makoto? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
I don't need any of you to spell that out for me. You know, Junko mentioned that there were still others out there who hadn't cast away hope just yet. Maybe I should find them and make them work for me. To rebuild the world, we must first rebuild the Togami dynasty.
I'll go with you. I'll follow you anywhere you want to go.
You got it!
Well, my first stop is gonna be the closest donut shop. I can figure out the rest from there.
Hey.
And what are you gonna do if there are no more donut shops? Or donuts?
Okay.
I'll just get some flour and make some myself. And if there's no flour, I'll just grow some wheat.
Oh, I get it now. If there's no road, you just gotta build one. Creation. Fate is telling me to remake the world.
Could it be...
That's my hope.
How about that?
I've reached the next stage. The next chapter of Yasuhiro Hagakuri's life story is about to begin.
Whoa!
Thanks, Hina. You totally opened my eyes.
Hey, personal space buddy. You're seriously creeping me out.
Makoto.
Come on, Makoto. Even if everyone in the outside world is gone, even if the world is steeped in despair, as long as I have people like you around, I can face forward and keep moving. If we could get out of here and do something, have some sort of impact. But what can we do? There's so few of us, and we're so small, so what can we do? No. We could probably do anything. Yeah, we could do anything.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. And goodbye to Sakura. But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
You know how much I hate being annoyed, but if something does come up, you may as well let me know. I can't guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but, you know.
I don't know why, but I have a burning desire to start writing. I might be able to pull it off. A story about Master and me, and the others, I guess.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened, but still, it does feel kind of strange.
I really don't know what to say. I guess we graduated?
Yeah? It looks like hope really is spreading. As long as I never give up, I have to push even harder. I'm going to keep moving forward with hope in my heart. Since I have hope, I can show courage. Since I have hope, I can move ahead. The world can move ahead. The door began to open. With my hands, with our hands, hope and despair mingled together, opening the door to the future. Okay, so what's on the other side of those doors? Yeah, well, what's on the other side? And they're not even gonna show us. Oh, come on, that was quite an ultimate tease, you know that, right? I guess we have to leave it up to our own imaginations. Oh? Oh, that's Danganronpa. Yeah, that's the first Danganronpa game, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it so much. It just makes me wonder, why the heck have I been missing out on this for so long? It's right there with the Zero Escape series. At least in my opinion. So apparently the game series is still going strong with V3 recently made. So I still am trying to debate on which game I should do next. I suppose I should finish up the Zero Escape series with Zero Time to Spare. I mean, I've been playing off that for so long now. Yeah, I gotta get that series done. Yeah, it just seems pretty weird for me to move from one Spike game to another. But, yeah, I really gotta get the Zero Escape series done. Yeah, there were some problems with the game, like I explained before. Yeah, I think particularly the second Hangman's Gambit. Yeah, for the second class trial. Oh yeah, that one was incredibly bad. I think that one was the worst of all because I think nowhere in the game did it even tell you about that word. I think I already forget what word it is, but it's certainly not dissociative identity disorder. I just feel like that disorder would have been acceptable enough. And the length certainly is not a problem either. I mean the next Hangman's Gambit after that had 10 letters, and the second one, this one had 8. Yeah, if it had disorder. Well, it's definitely not a problem with length. It definitely could still be possible. And of course, the layer bullet time battle. Yeah, they were kind of tough, especially with that last one throwing the Nega attack right out there early. And of course, unless you know what to do during the final non-stop debate, yeah, you're not taking the no damage route. Yeah, I think to get to some of the other trophies, I think, yeah, more specifically the 999 Monokuma coins and some of the other stuff. Yeah, I may have to do some off-camera grinding. Yeah, I think I may have to do the rest of this game just doing the achievements off-camera. So I'm probably not going to make any more streams, at least of this game, the first one. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done with this. At least stream-wise.
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma. And I am this school's headmaster.
Oh boy. So that opens the door for the sequel. And we have the Easter egg present. I think that you got that from watching the epilogue. All's well that ends... what exactly?
Danganronpa.
Okay, so... yeah, it kind of looks like we're done with this, and we unlock school mode. This is a what-if simulation type play mode. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing this non-stream. I'm probably going to be doing this on my own time. And so I think that's it of the Danganronpa blind playthrough. I thank you all for watching. And hopefully you'll watch me in the next streams. So until the next stream, fairly well. Good night, everybody.